Okay, so we have 4 students. They are from diverse courses, that is different courses. First is Divya, and then Alex is there, and Nancy is there, and Siraj is there. So one by one, I would like everybody will give a brief introduction where they will introduce themselves as well as the course they belong to, and then we can start the discussion. So yeah, Thomas, you can start, and then Divya, and then Nancy, and so on.
So, hi everyone. My name is Thomas Alex. I am a student of MSW Mental Health here, second year student, and I'm from Kerala. I done my graduation in BCom, and after which I took a gap year, and then I joined here.
Yeah. So hello everyone. My name is Divya Harjani. I am from Mandsaur, Madhya Pradesh. I did my undergraduate in dentistry, bachelor's of dental surgery from Indore, and after that I worked for 1.5 years before joining TISS. And currently I'm a second year student of Masters of Arts in Social Work, Public Health.
With Nancy, you can.
Hello everyone, my name is Nancy P. Viju. I'm from Kerala vacancy but settled in Delhi. So I'm a second year student in a Masters of Arts in Social Work, Women-Centered Practice. So I did my undergraduation in BA Sociology Honours in Delhi University, Jesus and Mary College. Thank you.
Okay, Siraj, you can speak now. Okay, Siraj, you are, I will come back to you. You are from which course? Tell me that only.
I'm from Children and Families.
Okay. So Siraj is also with us, who is from the course of Children and Family, and he will be, talking about that course. Okay. So before we start this discussion, the TISS or Tata Institute of Social Sciences is basically a social science college, and there are several courses. I believe there are 9 courses in Master of Social Work. So Divya, could you tell what are those courses? Divya, Alex, you can divide it, and what are those courses? Give a brief about that. What are some of the courses in your?
So social work has 9 specialization courses. I'm from public health. Alex is from mental health. Nancy is from women-centered practice. Shiraz is from children and family. So we 4 are here. Apart from that, we also have a community organization and development practice.
COPD. It's CODP it is called.
CODP. Yeah.
Yeah.
CODP.
DTSA, you said?
No.
So there's DTSA, which is Dalit and Tribal Studies.
That stand travel studies. There also I had some students, and then there is some course on climate change, I believe.
No, that is not for social work.
That is
There's
a
one,
different course. That is a different. Yeah, go on.
and there's DSA, which is Disability Studies in Action.
Mhm.
LSE, Livelihood and
Social entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And we also have criminology and justice.
Yeah, so I have a student this year in criminology and justice, and there is also a student by the name Kirthana, who was my student from. She's in disability studies, I believe. Okay, so yeah. So after knowing this, the thing I want to know from all of you, because you four are there, what is the intake? How many students are there in each courses?
Okay. So for Masters in Social Work, Women-Centered Practice, there is a total intake of 22 students, and we have 2 international students from Myanmar as well. So 20 plus 2, and 2 students who have taken a gap semester in between and then joined us. So we are a total of 24.
Okay. Yeah.
So so the intake varies course to course. For public health, it's 20.
For mental health, it's 20, and for most courses, it's 20, I believe. Only for CODP, it's 35. Rest everything, 40. 40 for CODP.
For CODP, it is 40, and for other, most of the courses around 20.
20
Shiraz can tell about CF.
So Adya is there. Adya Mishra, I believe. She is in CODP.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Siraj, you can say.
Yeah, for CF last year it was 24, and there were 5 students from Myanmar. So right now our current best count is 29. And
So near about 24, you are saying.
Yeah, but last year the intake was at 21 in CF.
Now the other point is, which I would like you guys to take, that is, what is the eligibility criteria? What is it that a person who has pursued or who want to pursue, something in mental health or in suppose public health, he will have to have, or he requires a certain degree or something?
So for all the social work courses, all you need is a UG degree. Any degree is fine, and you have to obviously complete pass the test net and the interviews that follow. You don't need any particular background in health or
So no specialization is required.
no. So as I said, I have done BCom, she has done BDS,
Dentistry.
dentistry. So it's a varied people from different courses are here. So that just shows that anyone can come and it's not restricted to people from a health background.
Okay, so now we will start with the process of admission. What are the, process? So one round, anybody can speak. The other round, anybody can speak.
So
So
the starting is the like the digitalized exam, like that which is called the TISS. So like we fill in, and then we have the exam, the written exam. So I guess we need around the computerized one. No,
It is, so tested is a multiple choice question exam, and there is no negative marking, and there are three main divisions: quant, verbal, and GK. And after that, you have your online personal interview. We had it online, and in which there is extempore and personal
PI.
okay, so next question is whatever topic comes in extempore, will the topic be from your course or will the topic be from out of blue, anywhere?
So for your extempore topic, what usually comes is so it can come from three places. One is it can come from you from what you've written in your DAF. Based on that, whatever is written there, they can ask an extempore topic. Second is so an example for that is if you are a UPSC, if you are a UPSC aspirant and you've given exams for that, they will ask you questions. They can, they won't. It's not necessarily, but then they can ask you questions related to that, related to UPSC preparation. That is one example. They can ask you about current affairs, which is very important, which you people might be knowing. So you have to keep up with all that. And a third one is through the course. Like if you have taken mental health, they'll ask you something related to mental health, or if it's public health or women's centered practice, they'll ask you something based on around that topic. So the topics can come from these three places, for example.
So could you guys share some brief about what topic or where, some, if you could remember some topics which you got as extempore topics so that the people might know something.
Okay. So some of the topics that were when we had our interview were like my course is public health, so we had community participation in healthcare. We also had AI in healthcare, alternative medicine, Ayushman Bharat. So these were some of the topics.
For women's centered practice, most of the time it comes like related to the women's domain. So it could be related to patriarchy, it could be related to acid attacks, it could be related to the something which you have written in DAF. For example, in DAF, there is a part like what motivated you to choose this course, or like what motivated you to come here. So if you have written that something related to that, then they will simultaneously ask on that basis. So that way.
Okay.
So
So
about
yeah, so Siraj, you want to speak something?
yeah. So my extended topic was democracy. It was as simple as that. So it was not like that it was related to my course or something. But yeah, if you want to prepare regarding my topic regarding my course, you can prepare about child rights, the schemes that are for child lead by Indian government, or any latest current update regarding children in our country. You can prepare around.
Okay. So Thomas, you can speak.
So like I said, for me, the topic that was asked was the role of civil society organizations during the pandemic. So we had obviously come in around that time, after the pandemic had just ended. So it is related to current affairs. But for a friend of mine, he was a UPSC aspirant and he had filled that in the DAF. So they asked him about UPSC aspirants in the country. So it's basically, like I said, it's from your DAF, it's from current affairs, or it's from the course which you select. Yeah.
Okay, so the other question is that in your course, is there any field work, internship, or something? In it, and you mostly get to work in NGOs or something?
So the fieldwork is divided into like in the first year and the second year. So the first year is mostly concurrent for all the centers, and then some of the centers go for a rural practicum, which is at the end of the first year, or it can be at the in the second year. So second year, it for some centers, like for this year, as we are in second year, for this year, 3 centers have concurrent. That is Monday, Tuesday, we go for fieldwork, and some has it a block field work, like 1 month they completely go for their rurals to some other state. So the field work depends. For the first year, the field work is centered in some other course. For example, if I've chosen my subject as women centered practice, the field work which I'll get in the first year would be in some other. For example, I'll get in mental health or public health or LS, something which is around your interest area, which that's a process which you go through, and then we finalize which field like center which we will get and which organization we get. And then for the second year, it's thematic. The thematic is the women centered practice. So currently I am doing a field work in women special stuff for women and children. So the third semester was concurrent. Monday, Tuesday I used to go there, and for my fourth semester it will be block field work. As for the internships,
Okay, so Divya, I have a question especially for you. That is, what is the basic difference between MPH courses and public health course?
Health school has 3 MPH courses: Masters of Public Health and Health Administration, Policy Economics and Finance, and Epidemiology. So even they have specializations, but it's mostly from a health perspective. And when it comes to social work and public health, it is an integration of both the social work values and principles and field work, as well as from the public health perspective. So you get to learn and apply both.
So maybe you have to devise policies for the so-called marginalized people, what they are facing, maybe in that direction.
Yeah, but
The
you could
underprivileged people, then women, and those people you have to highlight.
you could social work and public health is a very broad course. Like it could cover. There are
It would
many.
cover urban areas also, like
Yeah, urban,
slums and
rural,
all.
everything. Yeah,
Okay.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it is across the thing. Okay, the second question to you is, how is course structured? That I will come to all of you one by one. So first you can speak. How is your course? What happens in first sem, second sem, like that? You can tell something, some brief.
Okay, the course has both theoretical classes, research, fieldwork, and there are some interesting elements like group labs. Fieldwork is mandatory. Also, the fieldwork for the first year, there is only you'll get one organization which you'll attend in both the semester, first semester and second semester. Mondays and Tuesdays days are for fieldwork, and the rest of the days are for the theoretical classes. The research starts in the third semester. Research thesis, thesis second, and somewhere around the end of second semester. And then you also have 2 placements in public health, especially you have 2 rural fieldwork block placement and urban block placement. So that's about my course.
Okay, so you can speak, Alex, and then we'll go to Nancy. Yeah.
Okay, so as she said, the first year is the same for all social work students. So you will have a first and second semester. There will be concurrent field work where you will be working under one organization. So that will be Monday, Tuesday you'll go for field work, and the rest of the days you're at college and you're attending classes. And your specialization starts from the second year, from the third and the fourth semester. So Divya and I are different courses, but we are under the same center called Health and Mental Health. So our course structure is basically very similar, but Nancy's is a different center, so it's a bit different. So I'll just speak about our structure. So in third semester, we have this placement fieldwork called block fieldwork, which is a rural fieldwork. So they'll send you to a rural area and they'll ask you to do a fieldwork there for 1 month. That is in the third semester, continuously. And fourth semester, your fieldwork is urban fieldwork, which will be placed again in an urban place, and you'll have to work there for 1 month. And you'll have there's a lot of process that goes along with it. You'll have your fieldwork report submissions. You'll have individual your sessions with your fieldwork guide, and at the end there'll be a fieldwork evaluation based on which you'll get your marks, and you have to submit a fieldwork report. So this is basically how fieldwork and the course structure and all is.
For the women-centered practice course, so as my friends have already mentioned, so the first is mainly common courses like social work with individuals, social work with groups, research. So in the first year only they start with the research, that how to do the research, the preliminary, all the preliminary things that goes into it, and then community organization. So from every aspect we get it, and we have CBCS courses as well. CBCS and DE. So CBCS, like, we get to choose electives from various, like, across the TISS courses we have in Mumbai. So some can choose into nutrition, some can choose into counseling, some can choose into anything like participatory methodology. So all we have there. And in the second year we have a concentrated thematic version. So for mine, I have women and work. We have social work counseling. We have into like body sexuality and everything which goes around that, and obviously the field work, which is an important part into it. And for the fourth semester we'll have one course and one DE elective. Like, DE is mostly, normally students keep it for the fourth semester, because fourth semester is relatively for your research, completion of your research, your thesis and that submission which goes on, and then your one thematic course, and then if you have any other electives, that the disciplinary electives that goes into it. So this is you.
Okay, Siraj, you can speak now.
So first year, as they all said, the subjects are similar across the courses. But when you come to the second year, now as PH and MH, they mentioned that they have urban fieldwork and rural fieldwork. In CF course, we don't have this fieldwork divided like that. It's more like we have same institute for fieldwork, and that is like Mumbai based currently. And apart from courses, the subjects that are taught us in the third semester are basically revolving around the child and the family. So we are the subjects that we are taught currently are counseling. Another is advocacy. And the another one is child rights and skills and intervention to work with child, skills and intervention to work with families. So these are the subjects around it. And the fourth semester, as they said, it is mostly revolving around the research. And yes, in fourth semester we have 1 month block fieldwork, and that is for CF. It is the same institute in which we did fieldwork in the third semester. So that is about the course.
Okay, so there are certain questions for Thomas actually. So there is a person who has asked that I have a gap year. I have a gap year and I could not do any work, volunteering, etc. So will it matter in the interview?
Okay, so
Alex can take, because the girl is applying for which course? MSW Mental Health.
okay. So as I said earlier when I introduced myself, I also took a gap year after I completed BCom. So I understand what you must be like feeling right now. But even I did not do any type of work or volunteering work, and I also had all these doubts. But for me personally, in my interview, that did not matter at all, because I mentioned my graduation in the year, and I did not. I mentioned that I took a year off for preparing for TISS. That's all I mentioned about the gap year. They did not ask me about why you didn't do any work or anything related to that. They just uh, they did not even touch on that. Like, I was worried about it for no reason, but at the same time, it could be different for you. But I'm just
Yeah,
saying that
the same is situation for other courses also, because what
yeah.
I have seen is people, I mean students, they have this victim consciousness that they have taken a gap year or 2 years maybe, But when you will go to interview, if you will take the sample of interviews, there are hardly 5% people who get a question on justifying the year gap. Okay. They are more interested in knowing how interested you are in the course. And if you have something to talk about that, they will, you know, like speaking or talking about those things to better gauge you as a student. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is one thing which I have found. And then what are the basic I should know about the course before OPI?
Yeah. So before OPI, like if you're doing mental health, you need to have a basic, at least a little bit understanding of, like for me, they did not ask anything related to mental health. I think that was because my graduation was in BCom. So they had asked me more related to my DAF and why I was interested in it. They did not ask me on mental health any questions. So if you have a background in psychology, they will definitely ask you. All my friends who are in mental health and who have a background in psychology, they have all been asked questions related to psychology. And if you don't have, don't worry about it too much. Just try to like you obviously have an interest in mental health. That's why you're applying for the course. So just try to look for information that attracts your attention and just have a basic understanding of mental health.
Yes, so there is a question. So at what institution or organization all of you get to work? So one by one you can take.
So yeah, field work. So
Yeah, field
first
work,
year,
after doing this course, where you see yourself after maybe some years, where you get to work,
okay.
where your seniors are, you can cite examples.
So yeah, yeah. So our seniors, a lot of seniors are working in NGOs that are working for mental health. So there are organizations in MP, I forget the name, and there's one GenSARS. Yeah, there's an organization called like GenSARS. There are a few seniors who are working there, and there are organizations called the Banyan, which is prevalent in Chennai and Kerala. So there also you get to work. And I had done my field work in the Banyan. It is an NGO that works for mental health, and it is very good work. And I do see myself maybe working there at some point. And other than
Just so,
that,
Alex, I just
I'm
want to ask one question because I have this question. So this course is very specific. This particular course is very specific. Is there other, courses like this elsewhere, like in other institute also? Because
yeah,
one
okay.
of my students told that these sports are so specific that he was actually from RD, and the best of the institution, the best of the NGO who want to take people from RD, they will go to that particular thing only because they know the best of the people are there here only. So in a similar way, I believe the course is very specific, and that is one of that, another thing advantage you can have, and the tag of test is there.
Yeah.
Now, Divya, you can speak where you end up working. So there is also a question where, in actually from you, the question is where you end up working, in what type of NGOs, and can I see my career as diversifying my career? Can I diversify my career afterwards, after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? Can I end up in institutions, bigger institutions like WHO, etc.?
Uh, so for as I said, public health is a very broad course. So you could there are NGOs where you could be placed, like Sneha Foundation, or you could be in implementation agencies such as United Way. We have our seniors working there. Then one of my seniors has just my immediate senior has been placed in Deloitte. So it could be anything. And also one of my seniors is also in national health missions. It could range from government to implementation agencies to NGO. Good.
See, as far as the question of WHO was concerned, I would like to tell you one thing that it all depends upon the individual, what journey the individual will take. Suppose it might happen that one of my student, she is right now in NHL. Okay, so there she might work for some years, and then she can get a better project, she can move there. So she will actually build her profile. And if that profile is lucrative enough, yes, why not? She can get a chance in whatever WHO or even. Yeah, Nancy, you can speak.
Concerned, we go into various fields like research, policy development, NGOs, or maybe even higher studies we go into. Like my immediate seniors, most of them have gone for PhDs in within India or outside India. So like some of the seniors have gone for to UK, US also. So some of the major companies are Deloitte, Magic Bus, and then we have one of our seniors working with Mamta Banerjee for election related work. And then we have here in Resource Center of Intervention for Violence Against Women. We have in Tata Motors. So these are some of the CSRs, NGOs, research, policy development areas that seniors go or end up working in.
Okay, Siraj, you can speak some.
So the person who actually asked about WHO, UNICEF, UN. So yes, actually a few of our seniors are placed there, and from CF also. See, UNICEF is specifically for children, right? So yes, if you do your MSW in TISS, and if you do some of the national project, then with 2 or 3 years of chances, 2 or 3 years of experience, there are chances that you can apply for this UNICEF and WHO profiles. And apart from it, if I talk about CF, so if I go with the course specialization, then it is mostly about NGOs. It's like Pratham, Prerna, Prayas. So there are our seniors who have actually are working in NGOs who are working for children. But again, as Nancy has said, that then our seniors are working in CSR in the field of research. Then there are in advocacy line.
Okay, go on. So, as you said, that UNICEF works in children family thing. So, you can end up working there if you will have experience in, you will have a degree from TESS, and if you will have better experiences early in the career. So, yeah, you can. And as others have told, that you can go for higher studies, you can join NGOs and things like that. Okay, so now I will ask you people to ask question. If you have some doubts or queries, you can type in the comment section. I will take them one by one. Why did you switch from BCom to mental health? How did you justify? Suppose they are asking this question, why this mental health thing? How will you justify?
So for me, I had written in my DAF, I had a personal reason for choosing mental health. So they did not ask me. So they read that and they understood why I shifted, and then they just asked me more about why, about more about the personal reason, and you have to just make sure that you say it well and in a good way. That's it. That is it for me.
So there is a question, how do I prepare for extempore and interview?
Okay, for the extempore and interview, first of all, be prepared with your DAF, because DAF is where the primary questions come from for your personal interview. And for your extempore, it can be from your understandings of what the social issues are around the world and around you. So it can be like that. And but for the interview, you need to, like, for what happened in mine was, I did my extempore. They asked me about patriarchy. I had some thoughts, some ideas somewhere in my idea. So I consolidated that in 2 minutes, and then I spoke for 2 minutes. So that happens. And for the interview is, you need to go through whatever the course structure is, in which is in the TISS website. So you see that there is women and work. You see there is something on patriarchy. You see something on say body sexuality. You see something on policy. So you choose what you want to understand. So they actually ask you that, आपने क्या prepare किया, like what have you prepared? So you can say that I did this, I did that. So then they ask you that, can you speak on this, can you speak on that? So then it depends upon how you want to lead the conversation in the interview. So it's not actually an interview, it's a conversation which is happening, like the interaction between the professors and the youth. So that's all about the extempore and the interview.
Okay, so Divya, would you like to add your experience of extempore and interview, and from where you did your preparation and what?
So I did my preparation for my extempore interview from Ignited IS from with Sir only, and for the extempore we had a public room in which we used to talk about. Sir used to give a extempore topic, and we used to talk about that on the spot. So that's how I prepared for my extempore, and when it apart from that, I'll also suggest to completely go through the TISS website, because they do ask you about uh, what are did you check the website, what are some of the subjects that in the social work in your specialization. So that, and this also has some initiatives such as Muskan and so and so. So they do ask you if you have gone through the website thoroughly. So that is one thing. Then apart from that, my background is dental. So I most of the questions were like, what is the doctor patient ratio, what is were more towards from the health perspective. And so yeah, it also depends on what your undergraduate is. And also I also got my questions from the DAF, from the BioSketch. So that too.
Okay, Alex, you can speak.
I also did my extempore and interview preparation from Ignited IS. So it was especially for extempore. I did not. I had not ever spoken like that in front of people for that long. So he had taken. So you had taken a mock session for us, and that's when I found out that I was lacking. So then I kept practicing and speaking for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, how much ever, even if like and to get that flow. So I was able to do that because I used to attend the sessions.
Yeah, one more thing was there that Alex was a regular student in the Hindu class, whatever used to happen. So from there also he got to know a lot of social and political, whatever thing is
Yeah.
happening, awareness. Yes, Siraj, you can speak. Siraj?
Yeah, so basically
Yeah,
for interview, yes. So
yeah.
basically for
So,
interview, the questions were mostly based on depth.
okay.
So, and if I talk about the extempore, how I prepared. So basically, I used to prepare for defense forces. In that interview process, we have this lecturate in which you get a random topic and you have to speak for minutes. So if you want to develop it, you can do 2 or 3 tricks. That is, one is standing in front of mirror, and
So I believe there is some technical issue. So he was talking about standing in front of mirror and talking to yourself. So that is a thing which is important. So try starting or try doing self-talk at times. That might help. Okay. Apart from that, you will have to get rid of the fear of speaking. So try speaking whenever extempore happens. Okay. Sir, are there students from non-science background in MPH or social work courses? Yes. Of course, non-science background student will be there. I think all most of you are from non-science background. Then can you share a bit more detail about subject of mental health?
Okay. In our first year, it's basically common foundational social work courses for all social work students. It's the same, but for first semester, we had a course called health. What is it? Health. Our first semester course. So first semester, it's a course called. It's about health and mental health. I think it's the course. The course is called. So that's a common course for PH and MH. That's in the first semester. And the second semester, there are 2 courses related to mental health called community organization and community mental health and clinical social work. So here it is basically clinical social work is about all the diagnosis, all the illnesses and the diagnosis, symptoms, all that, very biomedical. And there is another course called community mental health, which explores the social aspects of these diseases and how it affects the community and how we can help or work for mental health away from just institutions, away from just clinics, how we can work as a community. And they give a lot of examples and they give a lot of anecdotes from uh, from work that has been done in community by different people. And it takes us away from this biomedical model that is usually for the psychology and psychiatry students. But at the same time, there's a course called clinical social work. So they give you a biomedical understanding and a social understanding. So that is what happens in the second semester. The third semester and the fourth semester is fully related to mental health. So there are a lot of courses which if you just check the website, you can see I don't remember a lot of the course names, but it's basically there's counseling practices, one course, which is about different therapeutic interventions. About, for example, there's CBT, there's Freudian, there's psychoanalysis, all that. They teach you all that. That is one course in third semester. Another course is mental health legislations, policy and advocacy, which is, as the course suggests, it's about laws related to mental health. So, for example, they teach you about marriage laws around people with mental illness. So that is one example. They teach you other laws and legislations around the course and how it affects affects in a positive or negative way the mental health. That is one other course. Then the third course, there's a course called marginalization, mental health, marginalization, human rights, which talks about the marginalization effect of people with mental illness, how stigma and self-stigma, all of this affects people with mental illness. That is another course. And these are the three courses that I think we have done in third semester. Next semester, it's the continuation of counseling and therapeutic intervention. There's just that one course for fourth semester, and because it's mostly related to our research work in the fourth semester, so there's just one course for mental health.
Yes, the same question has been repeated. What is the difference between public health and MBH and social work in public health? So, as he already told that here the social consciousness or social perspective is more compared to MPH course. Now, regarding MSW public health, did you read Health Magazine for extemporary and OPI? So, some basic data like National Family Health Survey data, and those are important. Those are important. And whatever is in news, for example, pandemic was there might be a question from pandemic. Something is there, some bill is there might be a question from that. So that is the thing you have to prepare. Okay. So any other question you want to ask, you can ask. How did you prepare for current affairs of this net, which is so vast? Tell me.
So, as sir said that I would attend all the morning classes that he would take, the Hindu classes. Those are very beneficial, I would say, for learning about current affairs. And he also takes it in a way that he doesn't just mention the thing. He relates it to past events and to so you'll get like the story type in your head. So it won't go away from your head that easily. Then, other than that, you can refer to any like newspapers you have to read. As I said,
Hindu, Indian Express,
yeah,
these are
read
fine.
all the newspapers. But ultimately, a lot of questions that came for the exam were from sir. So I would say I would say fully invest into that first, and then if you have time and energy, then you can go for other sources.
Okay, Divya, you can.
Yeah, so I referred to what the materials that sir used to provide. Also, there were materials that he would provide after a month end, like January current affairs, February current affairs. So that was a good resource for the revision. Yeah, and be aware or be with the
Yeah.
whatever is happening around. Like be so
Suppose
that
G20 is happening,
sufficient.
there
Yeah,
might be
that
a
is
question from
sufficient.
G20. Suppose World Cup is happening, there might be a question from World Cup and so on.
they'll not ask something like which is not in the news. Mostly it is about whatever is in the buzz, whatever is creating buzz.
So I didn't go for any coaching as such because at that time, like even I was very confused as to where actually I have to go. So what I did was I went through the course structures, and from there I actually
Ask your
contacted.
questions, maybe.
Yeah, last year question papers I went through, and for the course structure was very helpful for me because like from there I took out the branches, and from there I took out what all incidents happened, and maybe I did SSC books for GK, so that was one thing which should be different from there. So I guess yeah.
Siraj, could you speak?
Yes, yes. So what I did actually, I analyzed the papers and then I look at the cutoff marks.
You were
So
preparing for some CDS or something, na?
yes, yes. I had actually appeared for the CDS. I cleared it, and then FCAT and everything. So I was well versed with what type of questions will come. So basically, I prepared the static GK, and for current affairs, I used to actually go through news. That's it on in short. So I was kind of aware about it, and as I said, I looked at the like maths, quant. So quant was my uh, strong point. So I prepared for quant and I made sure that I don't lose any marks in that section at least. So my focus was more on what is my strong point and prepare for it. And for others, it was merely about clearing the cutoff. So with few days of preparation before exam, but I was also continuously preparing and I had the job. So I didn't got the chance to prepare for any exam. Oh, sorry, prepare through any coaching course. And yes, suggestions for you all: go through the government schemes that have came in the last 1 year and thoroughly. It's not like just the name of the scheme and what's the full form. It's like the specifics, because during our time they actually asked what is the amount that has been given in this. So yeah, if you are going through any topic, just make sure you go through it completely, because it can help you in extempore, where you can cite the examples from these schemes and
Data.
everything.
Data.
Yeah, actually it's kind of an holistic preparation where you prepare for the TISSNet and at the same time you try to connect it with the interview that you are going to face and the extempore that is going to be
Come.
there before interview.
Mhm. Okay, so I think they have taken almost all the questions. And how do I write a great DAF? How do I write a great DAF?
And I write a great DAF. Um, I I feel DAF is very a personalized thing. So whatever personalizing and questions do come from that, whatever you write, because I wrote that I have interest in working in public health, especially in the area of children. So I was asked what are the three tell me three schemes about tell me three public health schemes which are about children. Or so I feel that the writing a great DAF, there is no such formula, but be and they will read each and every word, because I put up a quote by I put up a health quote. So they asked me which is the health quote that you put up. So it's not they will read each and every line, at least in mine they did. So I would say that be very whatever you can
Thorough,
answer.
thorough.
Huh?
Very thorough with whatever
Yeah,
you wrote
thorough,
in that.
and whatever you can defend, whatever, be authentic. There is nothing you don't have to like boast anything, whatever you have. So stick to it and be honest about it, and just it uh, honest about that's about it. That's what I feel, because about the DAF. If anyone wants to add anything, or Shiraz wants to say something.
Yeah, as Divya mentioned, be thorough with it. And what I would like to add is be stick to the originality. It's
Yeah.
not like that. Yeah, you have to write something big in order to impress them, because when you will try to do that, because they are quite aware, they are quite our faculties who
Experience.
will be taking our.
Experience.
Yeah, actually they will catch you right away, because they will ask you 2 3 cross questions and you will be held there only. So again, for the students who are worried that we don't have any kind of experience before coming here, now what will we write in depth? I would suggest there is still time. What you can do is you can do volunteer work on weekends, just 1 or 2 hours. But what you have to do while you are doing that is to observe things, like what are your observations and what are your learnings from there, because that can help you in your interview. So what I did was, with my job, it was not possible for me to go and do the volunteering or be part of an NGO. So I just went to this NGO for once or twice, and I observed what are the challenges or what are the shortcomings that this NGO is facing. So actually, I pointed that in my def that I wanted to work in this line. And it's basically you are writing a story where you are saying whatever uh, I have done in my life. Somehow you are connecting the dots that it lead me to here. For me, it was like that.
Okay, so it should be convincing, honest, and you should not write something upon which you will not like a question. Okay, so that is it. So how will you justify diverse courses in the options? Suppose you have applied for some other courses.
Yeah, that is actually a good question. So
Yeah.
actually, I had opted for CODP along with children and family, and then there was this urban policy and governance course. So yes, I was asked this question, why you had selected this course. So my answer was simple, that actually I wanted to be part of TISS, and yes, children and family is the area of my interest, but I didn't wanted to miss out on TISS. So if I'm able to go into social sector through this, that is the best thing that can happen. Actually, I answered that. And when they asked about the preference, because it is like if if you are given the preference for CODP, and if you are sitting, first preference is CODP, and if you are sitting in the interview of CF, which is your third preference, so they might ask you what is your logic behind preference. So for me it was quite simple. I wanted to be part of TISS. So any course which gives me opportunity to part of TISS is enough, and that is enough. That was convincing enough for them.
Okay, so would you like to add something?
Okay, it's a personal choice. So like it's upon you that how you want to choose, because there are 9 courses and you have to select 3 anyway. So then you choose like where you want to go, and from there, I guess it's somewhat your background from where you're coming from. For example, I had my options in mental health, children, families, and women's center practice. Women's center practice was because what I see in my daily life, how I connected to that. Children and families because I did one internship in that. So it's just how you see where you're coming from, taking it from there, and then how you project it. And sometimes it's also because we don't have that much of exposure into the, for example, criminology and justice. I won't know what it is. So but it's about your exposure, how much you're getting and how much you want to explore. That would be one aspect of it. And then your preference, you can be honest about it. Getting into TISS is the major goal at the end. So any course would give you that the open-mindedness or the social consciousness or the whatever wisdom you're looking into. So at the end, what Shira said is there, stands true here.
Okay, so I think we have taken all the questions, and it's time that we conclude. So thank you, Divya. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Nancy. And thank you, Siraz, for coming here and taking questions and queries of the students.